Okay. Okay, text properties. CSS provide two types of properties, font properties and the paragraph properties. And the font family, we saw that whenever you are specifying a font for a particular HTML document, it is always a good idea to give a set of fonts. The reason being, like all the fonts which are present in your wherever the whichever the device is being accessing the particular page, that device should have the installed font. If it is not, then you should give the alternate. So let us say you want to give this as a particular example for this particular paragraph. The font family is given as Cabria, Georgia, Times New Roman, and Serif. So what will happen is, if suppose if this font is present, it will be taken as the font. If it is not, then it will go for the next one. If that is also not present, it will go, and so on. So you should always specify the font family. So in case of font family, we saw like these are the generic families. Serif, which will have a kind of a extension. Sans serif, no extension. Monospace, each letter will take one space, and all of them are equal. So if you see here the T and I, they are taking the same space. Unlike in another non-monospace font, you will see there is a difference in the width. T and this particular I, there is a difference in the width. Similarly, there is a cursive family and the fantasy family if you have some kind of a decorative text you want to use. Next is the font face. At font face, at font hyphen face, some of the most recent browsers, they support it. And here what happens is, like, let us say if your browser is not having that particular font, uh, if you have font space, if you have font face, it will take from the open source. So there is a open source for the font, it will take it from there. One second, please hold on. Okay, so this is a open source, and there are a couple of sites like open source font sites, Google Web Font and Font Squirrel. Those are the where it will directly take from those open source. And font sizes, we saw whenever we are using the font sizes, it is we should use the relative instead of a, a fixed width for the font size. Either we should use it as a percentages, or we have to use it as a em. Okay, those are the things that will give you a relative relative, in the sense with respect to the parent the font size is specified. We will see the example for that. So here is the example how you can use the EMs or the percents. Body. So you have a body. Inside the body, you have all these elements. You have paragraph, you have header 3, header 2, header 1. And most of the browsers by default, they will have 16 pixels. That is the size of the font. And if you specify it as a percentage as 100%, or if you are using em, if you say 1 em, it means 100% means it is 100% of the parent, that is 16 pixels. And 1 means it is times that particular, this number is used as times the parent. So this is 1 time the parent size. So both will result in 16 pixels. Suppose you have a h3 tag and you have specified a percentage 125%. So it would be 125% of 16. 100% of 16 is 16. 125% of 16 is 18. or this 125% is exactly same as 1.125 em. So what it will do is 1.125 multiplied by 16, so it will come as 18. So if you are specifying is em, 125% would be 1.125 times the parent, that is parent is the body. H2 150% means it is 1.5 times, so that would come as 24. If you are specifying is em, 1.5 em. Similarly, you want to have double the size of the parent. Parent is 16, you want to have 32. Either you can specify it as a 200% or 2 em, 2 times 16, that is 2 into 16, you will get it as 32 pixel. So you can see here the code. You have the body, uh, p is there, paragraph, this will be about 16 pixels. So this is the text we are using inside h1, h2, h3 and p, both, all of them are inside the paragraph. And since this paragraph is using 100%, this text will be shown as 16 pixels. H1 is 1.125% or 1.125. The this size, text size for the h1, so sorry, this h1 is here, h1 is 200%. Okay, this particular text will be shown as 32 pixel. And h2 is 150%, that is 1.5 times 16, that will come as 18 pixel. And h3 is 125%, and 123% is H3 is 1.125% or 1.125, which will come as 18 pixel. This will come as 18 pixel. And this last one again paragraph. I have one more paragraph. That paragraph will be having 100%, right? P you can see 100% or 1 em. It will be shown as 16 pixels. Okay, I have a source code example for that. Okay, this is the same example. First, I will load this page and then we can. This is the one, ems underscore percentage HTML. So you can see it here. So we will compare it with the HTML document. So in the HTML body, what we have inside this body, I have paragraph P H1, and there is one article, and inside article again I have a paragraph H1, and there is a division. Okay, this okay, there is one more division. Inside the division I have again a text, and this whole thing is inside the article. Okay, so for okay, this is for the later example. You can just, as of now, you can just ignore this article. We have body P and H1. Okay, I have commented this style. Okay, just you can, I will remove this if it causes. So even though I have article and div here, it will take a default. Okay, so it will not have any impact on the what style it is being showed. Body font size 100%, and paragraph, inside the paragraph I have font size as 1 em. H1 font size is 2 em. So I will reload this page. Okay, now you can see the first paragraph, this is 16 pixel, and h1, since h1 is 2 em, means it is 2 times the parent. And what is the parent? For this, the parent is body, and body is having 100% of its parent, that is html, head or html, whatever you can call. By default it is 16 pixel, so body will take 16 pixel. So this 16 pixel is what is applied to this particular h1, because h1 not h1, this p, the p is using font size of 1 em, that is 1 em times the body is 100%, 100% of its parent, that is 16 pixel. So it will result in this particular paragraph showing as a 16 pixel. So this will show as a 16 pixel, and this h1 will show as 32 pixel. H2 is 2em, 2 times this 100%. 100% is 16 pixel, so this 2 into 16, this will become 32 pixel. And again there is a repetition. So inside article I have paragraph has shown as 16 pixel, h1 is shown as 32 pixel. Inside division, again I have paragraph. Okay, that paragraph will be shown as a 16 pixel because it is 1 em. H1 is 2 em, that is shown as 32 pixel. So you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 text. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 text. Okay, while this looks pretty easy to master, things unfortunately can quickly become quite complicated. Remember that the percentage EM units are relative to their parent, so the font size changes. This affects all the contents. So you have to be very careful when you are using this relative thing. Suppose if you make any changes to the parent, okay, it will result in all the wherever you have used the relative units, it will change everywhere. You have to be very very careful when you are making the change to the parent, because it's going to have an impact all over the document where you have used the percents and the EMs. So this is the example which I shown it to you. So here we have this inside the body I have one paragraph and one h1 element, and I have then article. Inside the article I have one h1, one paragraph, and inside the article I have a div element. Inside the div I have h1 and t elements. So first is like I showed that html, this particular html, it uses only this style, right? We have body p and h1. For article and div there is no impact. Even though we have paragraph inside the article or inside a div, it will follow whatever has been specified here, because we did not specify any style for the article or the div. So here using this body p and h1, so this is how it will look like. Okay, the text will look like this, and we know if it is 1 em it is 16 pixel, 2 em 32 pixel. Let us say we add article and a div here. So you can see if I add article and a div, I will just uncomment. Okay, so this is how if you want to comment inside the css. So yesterday I showed how to comment the html tag. Okay, so you will have the angle bracket, exclamation, and dash dash, and at the end you will have dash dash and the closing bracket. So if you want to comment any of the styles, you can use this forward slash asterisk and forward slash asterisk and the forward slash. So I will uncomment this. Now what I have is HTML document remains the same. There is no change in the HTML document. But what I did was for article, I specified the font size as 75%. And for div also I specified the font size as 75%. Now you have to see how it changes. So for this paragraph, first paragraph and h1, there is no problem because they are inside the body, and the body has a font size of 100%, and it will take 16 pixel, and this particular h1 is inside the body and its font size is 2em. So this will be shown as 16 pixel and this will be shown as 32 pixel. But next, this paragraph, okay, this paragraph is inside the article. So this, whatever the font is seen by the this article, what will happen to that font size is it will take only 75% from its parent. And who is its parent? Its parent is a body says 100%. 100% will end up in 16 pixel. So this article will take 16 pixel of 75. Okay, 75% of the 16. Okay, so that will come around okay, so it is 16 multiplied by 3/4, that is 12 pixel. Okay, so this will be shown, this particular p will be shown as 12 pixel. Why 12 pixel? 16 into 0.75 or 75% of the 16, that will come as 12 pixel. And this h1 even though you have defined as a 2em, but this h1 is inside the article. So what will happen is the this 75%, so it will have only 75% from the parent, that is parent is 100%, 16 pixel into 0.75 into 2, that will come as 24 pixel. So you can see 2 em is its specification, 2 into 16 into 0.75, it will come as 24 pixel. So this will show as 12 pixel and this will show as 24 pixel. Now we have two more tags p and h1 which are inside the div, and this div is inside the article. Now what will happen for this, it has a immediate parent of article. Okay, and that article is inside the body. So when it is finding the font size for this, what it will do is, first font size for p you have specified it as, 1 em. So it is 1 times 16 into 0.75 into 0.75. Okay, so this is paragraph 1 into 16 into 0.75 into 0.75, that will shown as 9 pixel. And similarly this h1 is 2 times em, 2 times into 16 into 0.75 into 0.75, that will come as 18 pixel. So when you are calculating how much, what would be the font size, this is how the calculation should be followed. You have to see, like, if there is any font size specified in the parent, that is also applied, and its parent, if font size is applied there, even that will be applied into the calculation. So I have made this change, I have included article and div. I will save this and we will see how the resulting page will look like. Okay, you can see here. Now this will come as 16 pixel, 32 pixel, because they are inside the body. Inside the article, it will apply a 75% of these. So this will become 12 pixel and this will become 24 pixel. And inside the div p and h1 again, it will add 75%. Whatever you are showing here, you will add 75% of that, because this div is applying that 75% to what is shown by the article. So what will be shown by article is this much, it will again apply 75% on that. So this will come as 9 pixel and this is as a 18 pixel. This is how it will show. Okay, the same things are written here. Okay, there is one more unit called REM. Some of the new browsers, they support it. It is root R stands for root emphasize. So whatever is the root. So in case of our HTML document, HTML tag is the root. Whatever is the size specified for that root, it will take it. So REM. Wherever you use inside, if it is used deep inside the descendant and you use it as REM, it will not care for whatever the parents, it will directly take the size of the HTML element. By default it is 16, then it will take 16, and if you have specified it as like 1 em or 2 em, accordingly it will calculate the particular size. And earlier versions, if you are using Internet Explorer, version 9 do not support the units. Version 9 and prior to 9, if browsers are being used, this particular property is not supported. And you need to have, if you are if you think your users are using older versions, 9 or older than that, you should provide some kind of a fallback if this particular REM is used. So how to provide that fallback, you can see here. What body font size is 100%, and paragraph I want to use one REM. So what it will do is, if you have the older browser, so if you have the older browser, it will apply font size as 16 pixel, and it will not apply this because it is not supported. If you are using a new browser, then what it will do is, it will first set the font size as 16 pixel, and again font size is set as 1 REM. So whatever is the root default HTML default font size for the HTML tag, that will be applied here for the new browsers. If it is a old browser, automatically it will set it as 16px. If it is a new browser, this 16px will be overwritten by 1 REM size. So similarly, if you do the calculation, it will show up here. Okay, so the calculation I shown earlier, that stands same here. Okay, so that completes the first module. First module, that was the last topic. So you can see here the module 1. So we covered everything, introduction to HTML, and what is HTML, where it come from. Okay, then we saw the syntax. Okay, then we started with CSS, text box model, the box model, and CSS text styling. So this completes the first module, and the portion for your first IA is going to be a first module. So today we'll start with the next module. In this module, we are going to see about the HTML tables, forms, introducing tables, how to do the styling of the tables, then forms, introducing forms, and form control elements. Table and form accessibility, micro formats, advanced CSS, layout, normal flow, positioning elements, floating elements, constructing multi-column layouts, approaches to CSS layout, and responsive design, and CSS framework. That is what we are going to look, and we will start with the HTML table. So what is a HTML table? First, we will look into that. Okay, so all of you, generally you have an idea of a table, right? A table is when we have a data represented in terms of rows and the columns. That is, that representation we call it as a table. So simple example is your Excel sheet. The whole Excel sheet is divided into number of columns and number of rows. That is the a table structure. To support such thing, we have a table. So a table HTML tag. Okay, a table in HTML is created using the table element. Okay, so how we represent the table HTML tag, inside the angle brackets we use a keyword table, so we can create a table. Tables can be used to display, so we can use the tables. What we can display, many types of content. We can display the calendars. Okay, if you have seen like many types of calendars, when you click on it, it comes in a table structure. Financial data, any kind of a financial data, a list, if you have list of items, all these things can, like whichever is in the tabular form, that kind of a data can be displayed using the HTML table. So what kind of a data we can display inside the table? Any type of a data. It can be images. So inside the table, inside those cells, what you can display? You can display images, you can display text, you can display links, or you can display inside a table, you can display another table. So we are going to see how all those things are done. Here is the example. So here you can see this particular page, it is showing the data. So you can see here we have numbers, we have text, and some kind of a image we have, right? And this is the table structure. And we can use the styling on the table, which we will see later, for each cell, for a row, for column headers, for columns. We can specify different styles. So you can see an example here. This particular header of the table has a background, blue background, and this two fonts are bold and are in white, and this is in red. So many such things. So these are the table contents. You can use the background. We will see when we see the styling of the tables, how to do all those things. Here in this example, you can see there is an image of an artist. Okay. And what are the books titles he has written, when he has written, and there is some section called as a home. So you can see this table structure. You can see the two rows are this particular data element has a span of two rows. Okay. And inside the two rows we can see like a image here, some text, number, again text element. Okay, there are two rows. So you can see three columns and two rows, and this particular data element, it spans across the two rows. So here is this is an example of a calendar representation, and this is another example where you are having instead of uh, table structure, it kind of gives a looks of a row. Okay, you are displaying it in the row. So in beneath underneath structure is the table. How you display it, it looks like a more of a column size column display. This looks more of a row representation. It is only how you have done the styling. Okay, other than that, the underneath structure is the HTML table element only. So tables, as I told you, it will have the rows, and it will have, each row will have the a cell. HTML and HTML table contains any number of rows. You can have any number of rows. And how you can specify? How you can specify the table? Using the table keyword inside the angle bracket. And how you will specify the rows? TR. T stands for table, R for the rows. Inside the angle bracket, you will say TR. When you specify it as a TR, it will become the row of the given table. And how many rows you can have? As many as you want, as many as TR tags are there. TR will have a opening tag as well as a closing tag. You know how to have the closing tag. Inside the angle bracket, you will have a forward slash, then followed by TR. Similarly, closing there will be closing tag for the table inside the angle bracket, forward slash table. That is the closing for this. So you can see here, this is the closing of the table. This is the beginning of the table. This is the closing of the table. TR is for used for the rows, and TD is used for the data cells. T is a table data cell. So inside the row you will have the data cells, and the content goes inside the TD. So you will have a TD, then closing TD. Inside the these two tags, you will have the content. And what is the content? Content can be anything. As I said, it can be image, or it can be link, or it can be text, it can be number. Whatever the content you want to include, you can include in that particular cell. So how the structure goes? The structure is, this is the beginning of the table with a table HTML tag, and everything will be inside the closing table. And then we have this is the table row and closing table row. Inside the TD, inside the row, I have a cell. So if you see here, this is a table comprising of one row and one cell. So basically, if you see this table, there is only one row and one column, only one row and one column I have, and inside the that cell I have some kind of a text, the death of Marat. Okay, that is the text inside. Okay, so this is the basic example. Table structure. So this table structure, it is basically it shows these are the French authors, French artists. They have their creations. Title is given, when it was done, what is the size, that kind of a information is provided in a table structure. This guy is the artist, and this is his creation. Okay, some kind of a painting, and when it is done, year 1793, and this is the width, and this is the height, or vice versa, height and width. And this is another artist, burial of Ornans, burial at Ornans, that is the name given to that particular painting. It is done in 1849, and this is the width, height, and the width. So this particular information you want to show in a table structure. So you have a table, beginning of the table and closing of the table. So how many rows are there? There are two rows. So I have two TR elements. When I say two TR elements, opening TR tag would be there, closing tag would be there. So I will have two sets of TR elements. And how many cells are there? Inside one row, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 TD elements would be there. So I have a table. Inside the table, I will have two sets of TR, means two rows. And inside each of these TR, I will have 5 TDs, that is data cells. You can see the structure here. This is the table. Inside the table, I have two TRs. This is the beginning of the first TR, closing of the first TR, beginning of the second TR, closing of the second TR. Inside the first TR, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 TDs. Okay, between the opening TD and the closing TD, I have some kind of a content. So whatever you want to display here. So this is the name of that piece, artist name, year, and height and width. So when I have a HTML document like this, when I load it, it will be, the information will be shown like this. So I have a example. We'll see that example. HTML tables and forms. So this is the first one I have. Open with Notepad. Content we will see in a while. Just we'll load that page first. So this is the code folder. Inside the code, I have tables and forms folder. So this is the first one, basic table 1.html. So this is how the content will look like. Okay, so you are not seeing, it's a table structure, even though you are not seeing the table columns and rows clearly, because we have not used any kind of a styling. So how it is represented here is like there are two rows and there are 5 columns. So 2 rows and 5 columns, and each of the cell, okay, it is displaying some content. So you can see this is the first content which corresponds to the first TD, and then you will see the next TD. It is shown here. This is the next TD, and this is the next data cell. This is the next data cell, and this is the next data cell. When we use the proper styling of the table, you will come to know how the table looks like. Okay, so this is the simple first table that is created. Okay, now what the earlier table, what it was missing, it was missing the heading, right? Without heading you will not really understand how what the table means. Every table should have a columns heading which tells what that particular column is meant for. For here example, we have the first column, it specifies the title of the whatever the art piece they have. You have to specify this is a title. Second one is, since I told you it was an artist, you came to know earlier, but whenever we are displaying a table, we should have a proper heading. This is second one was the artist, third one was the year, and fourth one is the width and height. See, I had a confusion whether it is height and width. Here it is clearly specified, this is the width and this is the height. How to specify this particular header? Okay, for specifying the header, we have to, first thing is, this will come, header as will come as an additional row, right? We have to add one tr. First tr would be represented as a header, so we need to add one more tr. What is tr? It is a row, it is a table row. We are adding a new row, and similar to a data cell, we have a table head. Okay, th head. So th would represent the heading of that particular column. Okay, so you, how many columns you have, how many tds you have, another row tr. Okay, opening tr, closing tr. Inside the tr I have 5 th. Okay, this is 1 2 3 4 5, and inside the th, opening th and closing th, I will specify what is the heading for that particular column. So first one is the title, second one is the artist, third one is the year, fourth one is width, and fifth one is height. So we'll see the code for that. Okay, you can see in this particular HTML file, I have added one more table row, right? And that table row consists of th, not td. Td is for the data. Okay, if you are specifying a data, use td. If you are specifying the heading, use th. H stands for the heading. Okay, I have 5. If we have 5 data elements, I need to have 5 headers. Now we'll load this page. That is the second example, table2, basic table2.html. So you can see this is the code, and you can see, even though we have not specified any kind of a formatting for this headings, by default browser, it has a default setting. By default it will make it as a bold. You can see all these are represented as bold. Okay, title, artist, year, width, and height. Now it is very clearly visible, and we can clearly read the data because we included the proper heading. Okay, why table heading? Table heading th. Browser tend to make content within the th element bold. So that's what I said. Most of the browser, they make the content as bold. Th element for accessibility, it helps those using a screen reader. So if you are using any kind of accessibility tools, it will help in reading. You will understand what element is that. Provide some semantic info about the row being a row of a header. So it gives some kind of a meaning. Semantic is the meaning. So when I said title, it give a meaning for that particular data. Spanning rows and columns. Okay, what is spanning is some of the data element, it will span over a certain rows. I showed you one example. We have the picture of the artist spanning across 2 rows. Either we can have a spanning over rows, or we can have spanning over columns. Okay, each row must have the same number of td or th containers. Okay, so this is the most important thing. When you are adding tr, each of those tr can either have th or tds. Okay, headings or the data. that number should be exactly the same. So if there are 5 th elements, then we should have 5 td elements in all the rows. Okay, so this is the example of column span. Okay, you can see here. Here I don't want to say a width and height as a separate column. Instead, I want to just span this heading over both these columns and just say it as a size inside the bracket, width into height. So if I want to span this particular heading over 2 columns, what I have to use is a something called as a call span. That attribute I have to use call span, or similarly row span attribute is there. So now here I want to span the heading over 2 columns. You can see here I have first heading, second heading, third heading. So first heading there is no problem, second no problem, third one is no problem. But fourth and fifth, I want to have a single heading there. So what I will say, th, inside that I will use the attribute called call span is equal to 2. What is the meaning of that? That column span will be across the 2 columns. So for the next 2 columns, this content, whatever the heading you are giving, this will be applied. So I will close that. So the rule says the number of td should be equal to number of th. One exception is there when you are using the column span. If you are spanning your column over number more than 2 columns, you can specify that. That time you will need not have all those headings, because you are spanning your heading over all those columns. So column span is equal to 2. That means it is spanning over these 2 columns, and the heading what you want to have, size inside the bracket, width into height, that is what will be shown here as a heading, and this is the closing heading. Rest of the information is exactly the same. So I will show you the code. That is the basic table 3. Open with notepad. Okay, you can see here. So whatever the HTML document I shown earlier, to that I removed the 2th. Okay, instead of 2h I have only 1th. Okay, and for the th there is a property called as so this is col span, call span. Okay, a property called call span is equal to 2, and inside that I have a heading as a size. Clear? And rest of the document is the same. I will load this particular HTML. This is 3, table 3. So you can see here. Now this is spanning over these 2. Okay, just I will add this is not the right kind of a styling. Just I will add the this table trth. You already know the styling. Just for all the elements, what are the elements that are being used here? Table. Okay, the spelling is wrong. Table, I have table row, table td I have, and th I have. For all that, what I am doing is I am giving a border property. I'm saying solid 2pt and black color. Okay, let us see how this will look like. So we have other means of styling. This is just whatever we learned so far. Just I have applied that. See, you can see it will look like that. So what I have done here is this is a, if you remember, this is called as a group selector. So for all this property will be, this style will be applied for table. So this is the table. For tr, each of the row. Okay, th, these are the th, and td, each of these data cells. What I am doing is I am putting a border solid 2pt black, if you want to say red, you can say that. Just this, now you will get the structure of that table. So that is the reason I shown you much earlier. To we are going to learn about the styling of the table. There are different ways of styling. We will learn about that. So this is the basic table structure what we can see. Okay, what we saw was it's a column span, call span. Okay, so this is the example of a row span. Okay, using tables for layout. Okay, that layout is later we will see that. This is the example of the row span. Okay, and for the row span, okay, so what is done in this particular case? Why we need a row span? First of all, that question arises. We have some three titles here. Okay, three titles are there, and all these three titles are created by the same artist. Jacques is the same artist for all these things. Instead of having, because it's a table structure, yeah, I have to have Jacques three times here. Instead of having Jacques as three times, because all these are his creations, what you can do is you can use the row span here. So uh, rest of the things are exactly the same. Okay, here this particular table has only three columns: artist, a title, and year. The size has been removed, and we are using the row span here. So this particular three rows would be there. Technically there are four rows. This is first row, second row, third row, and fourth row. So I will have four TRs. So one TR, second, this is the third, and this is the fourth. And header, first TR will have TH, artist, title, and year. And second TR, it is a data element. Now in the second data element, if you see the first TD, what I am saying is TD, there is a attribute called as a row span. Row span is equal to 3. What that is meaning is the next three rows, okay, it will be considered as a single, that is the span. It will be considered as a single TD, and it will provide this data into that TD. Okay, then this is the first TD which spans across the three rows. Next is the TD, the death of Marat. You can see death of Marat. And next TD is the 1793, that is the year. Now, I have two more rows are there, two more data elements are there. You can see I have next row, this is the next row. I have only two TDs, I don't have three TDs, because the first TD is spanning across three. So I have to provide only two TDs. The second one, the intervention of the Sabine women, you can see this is the title, and 1799 you can see. And third row will also have two TDs. Okay, you can see TD and 1800, Napoleon crossing the Alps, and 1800. So this is how we can have the span. Okay, there are some issues with using this. Okay, but sometimes the results you will get may not be good. Sometimes it will it will bloat the table, so things like that. So whenever you are using the spanning, you have to be very careful. Okay, this is the example. Okay, this is the fourth one. Okay, fourth one, you can see here, header, artist, title, year, only three are there. First row, where I have made the first TD row span property equals to 3, means this will span the next three rows, and it will put the this content for all those three. And next one is the this one TD 1793. Okay, so next two rows will have only two TDs. And again, just to make visual things better, let me add this style, border style. So it will look like this. Okay, you can clearly see here the span. This is this particular first TD, it is spanning over the three rows. That is what you specified here. First TD, row span is equal to 3. Okay. Example of table layout. So in the case of earlier, when they used the web page design, like now also many people use that, they use the tables for the layouts. What is the meaning of the layout is like, you want to structure your page. On the left hand side you want to have a panel, you want to have a top panel, and you want to have a content area, and on the right hand side you want to have a separate panel. So what you can do is like, you can use a table structure for this. So in this table structure you can structure your layout. Okay, that layout goes in the form of the table. So that is called as a table layouts. Basically you want to have the complete your page layout in terms of a table. So that thing we will see in the next class.